Hey Retro fans, welcome to an episode of Retro Gaming Memories. This isn't a main episode, this is just a sort of recent pickups video. So I recently got a bunch of Atari stuff from my good friends Dave and Anna at the Attic Bug. I'll put a little link in the description below to their eBay store. So I sold off some of my collection and I thought I'd get some new Atari toys for myself. So there's a couple of games that I've fancied for quite a while, and I thought, you know what, let's just pick them up. So there's a couple of unboxed cartridges, a brand new cartridge, and some controllers. So we'll just jump straight in. The first game is Kaboom. Oh, get that. There we go. Kaboom from Activision. Never owned this back in the day. It seems to be quite a... It's sort of one of the top 10 Activision games. It's always in the kind of lists. And it's a very simple premise. You've got some sort of capture device. You control it with the paddles. Your little device goes along the bottom and the mad bomber guy drops all these bombs and you have to catch them. I think if any get through, you lose a life, that kind of thing. Very simple. It rapidly gets quicker, but just good, simple fun. And that's what I love on the Atari. If you've watched my Atari video, you'll know it's probably my favourite system. Got a lot of love for it. And Activision stuff's just awesome. But yeah, so the first game was Kaboom. So I'm looking forward to playing that. Like I say, I've never actually played it before. So that'll be good. I went for the unboxed version as well. Normally all my cartridges or my Atari games are new in box, not new in box, good god, are boxed complete, instructions in the box and all that kind of stuff, and I try and get the boxes in nice condition as I can. But Kaboom seems to be one of these games it's hard to find at the best of times, but it's even harder to get it in a box, and if you do get it in a box complete with instructions and stuff, you're talking 20-30 quid. And for a game that I'm taking a gamble on, I wouldn't mind paying that kind of money if it was a game that I had a lot of nostalgia for and meant something to me. But for a game that I'm taking a chance on, I thought no. And recently, I've got a few unboxed Atari cartridges that are just cart only. And I know a lot of guys collect the games and just say, I just need the game, I want to play the game, that's all I need. I've always liked having the boxed instructions, but recently I've just thought, you know what? Life's too short. There are some games that you're never going to get a good condition box for and stuff like that. There's no point in not having that game just because it's not in a box. So hence 3 of these games are unboxed, they're just cartridges. So Kaboom is kind of the first of many probably. So that's why I got the unboxed version. And it's all good. So the next game is another one that I've never played. Demons to Diamonds. I've looked at this many times in retro conventions and all that kind of stuff, and it's always kind of appealed. It's been the kind of game that it looks very simple, but I think it could be a good challenge. Now I don't know that much about it. Again, I've never played it, but it's another game where you're thing craft, I don't know what it is that you control along the bottom of it, just left and right. It uses a paddle controllers, which Kaboom does as well actually. I seem to have got some paddle controller love going on. But the Demons to Diamonds uses the little thing, whatever it is, spaceship, whatever, along the bottom is controlled by your paddles. And you fire a laser beam. And I think the longer you hold the button down, the kind of longer the laser beam goes to reach the top of the screen. And there's horizontal strips with the character, the baddies, basically. And I think you have to hit baddies of certain colours, but only that certain colour. It might be like only the red ones or something like that. And if you shoot only the red ones, they turn into diamonds, which you then collect for points. But the other ones, if you shoot them, they turn into demons, and I think they start shooting back at you. Obviously making it a lot harder to shoot the ones that you actually want to. I think that's the general premise of it. And I thought, and I'd looked at it a couple of times and I thought, again, it's a game I don't have any nostalgia for. I've never played it before. But it looks, I just like simple games like that. Simple, fun games. Pick it up, play it, have a go. And that's what I like. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a go. and because it's unboxed again, the price is a bit better, and I thought, I'll take a gamble on it. And I mean, the cart is beautiful condition. It's nigh on new condition, which is great. Kaboom suffers from the Activision ACTA plaque, but having said that, it's still a really nice condition label, considering I've seen some Activision labels that are just almost see-through with the crap that's on them. And this has obviously been a well-loved game. There's a lot of use, I think, where they've been pulling it out like that instead of using the lovely finger grips that Activision gave you. But but Demons to Diamonds just looks like a new cartridge. Doesn't quite smell like a new cartridge, but still nice and clean. So anyway, that was Demons to Diamonds. Again, looking forward to giving that a little go, see what it's like. So the next cart is Indy 500. Again, really nice condition cartridge. I love the artwork on that. This harks back to, if you watch my episode on Atari artwork, the artwork is just brilliant. I mean, look at that. That just makes you want to go and race this. Just looks fantastic. There's even little Atari logos on the cars and stuff. I mean, the Demons to Diamonds artwork is great as well. If you look at that, it's not quite as exciting as the kind of racing the Indy 500 one, but still, I just love Atari artwork. So much so that I've actually ordered the Art of Atari poster collection book to go with my Art of Atari book. It's almost like a companion piece. I've actually ordered 2 of them because you can cut or tear out the posters. So I'm going to use one of the books for actual posters, and we'll frame them up, and the other one will stay intact as a book, as a companion piece to the Art of Atari book. That's how much I love Atari artwork. Anyway, I'm totally off on a tangent. Indy 500. Indy 500 uses the driving controllers, not the paddles. And the difference between the driving controllers and the paddles is that the driving controller was just a single sort of paddle. It looked like a paddle controller, but it had full 360 endless rotation on it, whereas the paddles had like 270 degrees worth of rotation. And it was a single unit as opposed to the paddles, which came in a pair. So anyway, Indy 500 is controlled using that, which will be great because it would be like steering wheels back in the arcade. It's a top-down racer, very reminiscent of sort of Sprint, the early Atari arcade games, or a simplified version of like Super Sprint. So top-down racer, nice and easy, just good fun. So looking forward to giving that one a go. Yeah, not much you can say about it really. It's just a racing game, but it should be good fun. Because there wasn't many games that actually supported the driving controller, bizarrely. But it's nice to have it anyway. Next, I'll jump onto my bit of hardware. Got a set of paddles, which is just as well. I actually have a set of paddles already, and they come in a pair. If you've never seen them before, so it's one joystick plug runs a pair of paddles. So it says paddle controller on it. The driving controller says driving controller. Usually without the icon, it just says driving controller. So 270 degrees it locks, so you can only go, I don't know if you'll hear that, it only goes so far. The driving controller you can run round in circles. So it's got a limited rotation on it. And your fire button, nice and easy. So like I say, I already have a set of paddle controllers, but I wanted to get another set because if you play Warlords on the 2600, it's a conversion of the arcade game, and there's 4 castles that you have to defend, so you can play 4 player at once, but you need 2 sets of paddles to do it. And I've had friends round where there was 4 of us, but we've only been able to play like a 2-player game because we've only had 1 set of paddles. But that has been rectified. I now have 4 paddles, so we can have 4-player madness on what what the hell is it called? I just mentioned it. Warlords. Good God. So yeah, so looking forward to that. And the last thing I've got is a game. And I'm going to do something that some people find abhorrent, but I love doing it. So it's all good fun. Anyway, the game is Cosmic Ark, an iMagic or Imagic or however you want to pronounce it game. I loved the look of these games because they were all in this silver foil kind of, or shiny silver box, and they always had cracking cover. Don't know if you'd call it artwork, but they were always kind of used. Let's see if I can get that in. Always used like models and things like that for their artwork, so it looked really realistic. You know, it wasn't drawn art. It was always like models and things from TV shows or that kind of thing. So yeah, simple game. Again, I've never actually played this. Didn't have it back in the day, but I believe that you fly this little UFO around. I think that just stays there. But if you fly this around and you use your laser beam to kind of lift little people or something and take them back to your ship. But I think there's UFO asteroids and things trying to hit your ship, and you have to deal with them as well. So I'm not entirely sure how you control. It's a joystick game, but I'm not sure how you actually control all the elements at once. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm looking forward to giving that a go. But you may notice that it's sealed. Now, there are some people who keep sealed games sealed. I don't. I buy them to play them. So it's time to open this beast. It's been sealed since, when did this come out? 1982, and it is still. It's not a shrink wrap. It is actually. I don't know if you'll see that. It is actually like factory sealed. It's not like, you know, the Attic Bug guys have sealed it in a shrink wrap machine. That is factory sealed. So let's do this without slicing my fingers off. And no doubt some of you will be shouting at the screen right now at what you're doing, you madman. I don't care. I buy games to play them. And I like, these things should be open. You know, nobody, apart from anything else, you get that great thing where, you know, when's the last time you opened an Atari 2600 game from scratch? You know, it's what would have happened back in the day. And it looks even nicer, even shinier. Oh, look at shiny. The box is a little crushed, but you know, it was, I think it was stock that came from a shop that the actual kind of outer box was crushed already. I don't mind that at all. I don't, you know, if you get a brand new pristine box, then great, but I don't mind that at all. It's fine. But it's brand new. Nobody has ever opened this. Nobody has seen this cartridge. So the iMagic stuff comes in a plastic tray. Oops. So there's nothing else in there. Have a look at that in a sec. So yeah. So the cardboard trays that the games came in were mounted. Yes, I just dropped the cartridge. That's where the cartridge goes. It's now on the floor. They've got the black kind of cardboard on the back of them, so that has come off a little bit because it's a little bit crushed. Again, I don't mind. I mean, that is literally brand new. Smells like 1982. Let me just dive down and just chat amongst yourselves. Hang on. Right, the cartridge. So again, obviously brand new, looks brand new. Oh, new electronics. I know, it's a weird thing sniffing this stuff, but the smell of new electronics, if you ever get a new hi-fi or something like that, that sounds totally stupid. When's the last time you bought a hi-fi? But, and even new TVs don't smell like TVs used to because there's hardly any circuit boards in them. But when you buy some new electronics or something, it was just the smell of the circuit boards. I don't know what it was. I did electronics when I was at college, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the smell of solder and stuff. I don't know, but anyway, it smells great. But the cartridge is obviously mint condition. It's obviously literally brand new. Not a mark on it. No mould or Actaplaque stuff or anything like that. It is absolutely perfect. That is as it would have been in 1982. Perfect. Let me put it back in its case without dropping it on the floor this time. So inside, let's see, we've got the iMagic or Imagic information card. It just lists all their addresses throughout the world, including US military forces bases, as you do. Very much doubt that they are still in Harrogate. Yeah. What else did we get? We got a nice little video game catalogue. I actually have a few of these already. I've got a bizarre thing that I collect these games catalogues because they're brilliant. I've got loads of Atari ones. So it's just a nice simple fold out and it smells nice. So there you go, all the games that were coming up, coming out. Nice picture of the shiny boxes there. It's double-sided. Riddler, Sphinx, Firefighter, oh, that's quite good. Atlantis, Cosmic Ark, yay! And the front cover. So obviously pristine condition, mint, lovely. I like having all that stuff. You know, it's all part of the experience. So the manual, and as per, I've got to sniff. The manual smells like 1982 printed manual. So yeah, it's in what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 languages. So quite a thick manual because it's obviously the multi-language. Designed by Rob Fulop. So getting a bit of credit there for his game. For use with your Atari video game system, perfect for 1 or 2 players. If you have more than 2 friends, tell them to bugger off because this game's no good to them. I love that you get these little stories and all that kind of stuff that really make no sense, but set it all up for you. It's cracking. So it looks like there's a few stages to it. There's a meteor shower and then a shuttle ship rescue section. So I don't know, there's maybe, so that's how much of the manual is in English. That's maybe, I don't know, 8 pages, something like that. But yeah, nice to have. So I'm looking forward to playing that. And that's it, guys. That's just a quick update. Like I say, a few little Atari games and things. There might be a few bits coming, pickups and things like that. And I'm going to be doing a bit of a retro update. I've sold off a chunk of my collection because I was getting kind of gaming burnout, really. I had that much stuff that when you looked at it, it's a bit like looking at, you know, sort of satellite TV or whatever, or Netflix or any of that kind of stuff. If you've got that much choice, you look through it all and you can never think of anything to watch or play. I was getting a bit like that, where I had that much stuff. I was just kind of drowning in games, and I just thought, I don't know what to play here. Nothing was inspiring me. I was just kind of getting a bit gaming burnout. So I just had a cull and just picked systems that I hadn't played for ages, stuff that had sat in my cupboard, or games that I had picked up kind of on a whim that, you know, I had never played, or games that you had to have in your collection if you were a collector. Things like Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation, you know, I had it, never played, well, played it back in the day, but I was never going to go back and play it. I had it because you had to have it in your collection if you were a PlayStation collector. So things like that, just games that held no nostalgia for me, or things that I wasn't likely to play, sold it all. Sold a big lump of stuff. I've sold complete collections of stuff. Don't regret any of it because I've reinvested the money already, and I've bought myself a really nice steering wheel for my PlayStation 4. So a nice force feedback steering wheel and things like that. So I'm kind of investing a little bit more in the modern stuff. I'm still primarily a retro gamer, but I thought, you know what, I might as well enjoy this modern stuff while I've got it before it becomes retro and everything's switched off and you can't play it. So yeah, so I had a bit of a clear out. So my room has got gaps in it. You can actually see one of the gaps there because the Wii U console was one of the things that went. But it gives me more space to buy more of the stuff that I want to. So I'll be shuffling that corner about. I'll actually be shuffling the whole room about. I'm going to do a video on it because I'm going to paint the room and just tidy it up and kind of move shelves about and get rid of stuff. So yeah, so watch out for that kind of thing coming. Yeah, I can't remember why the hell I was talking about that. But yeah, the room's going to be going through a little bit of a change, which I'll document, and yeah, and we'll just see if I get more pickups and things like that. I'll do little videos like this. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Yeah, I'll speak to you soon.